Hey guys, and welcome to Monday's Mindset and Manifestation. Today we are talking about getting laser focused on your goals. So, what is your biggest, most immediate goal that you want to see happen in the first quarter of 2020? So, we are on what's today, January 6th, 2020. And where do you see yourself? The end of March, March 31st, what has happened for you in those 3 months? Can you see it? Can you see one clear, specific thing that has happened? Can you see it through to completion? And that's what we're going to talk about today, because I know as entrepreneurs, we get so excited. We have so many ideas. I know myself. I just have like thousands of ideas and I come up with them and I write them down and I get so excited, but at the same time it leaves you sometimes feeling a little scattered and all over the place. And then where does that lead to? That leads to, or can lead to, feeling a little overwhelmed and maybe even a little bit stressed. So how can we just get focused, laser focused on one goal, what steps we're going to take, and see it through to completion? So if you're on the live, say hi to me. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. If you are watching this on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, like and share. I always appreciate that. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help online coaches shift their identity to thriving entrepreneurs so they can make more money and impact doing what they love. And we're talking about goals. And I know, I have a lot of goals, and I'm sure you do too. And the people that I talk to, I'm hearing like 5, 6, 7, 8 different goals for the year. And one thing I want to say is that sometimes if we have too many goals and we're all over the place, it's like we have our hand in so many different pots. And then what happens is we actually don't get everything accomplished that we want. We have a bunch of half things that are done, but nothing in and of itself completed. And what we want to do is we want to feel that sense of completion, that sense of accomplishment, and it feels good and it motivates you to keep going, right? So what's one thing that you want to have happen in your business in the next 3 months? And you can put it down in the comments so I can know what they are. It's like declare it, put it out there into the universe. What's one thing that you would like to see happen for you? Now, one thing I do want to say, and this is just something that I've noticed with myself, is that sometimes, like, there's always a payoff, right, for everything that we do. So if we want to do something and we're not taking the action to do it, there's a payoff, otherwise we wouldn't do it, right? So when we have all these ideas, it feels great because it's something new, it's exciting, it's fun, we get to be creative, and as entrepreneurs we are, right? We're creative. But at the same time, if we just stay in the idea phase, which I see as like the beginning phase of something, if we just stay in the idea phase, if we really think about it, it's very comfortable, right? It's very comfortable to just have the ideas, write them down, put them on paper, think about them, dream about them. It's very safe and it's very comfortable. And when you think about getting laser focused on one thing and putting all of your focus, your energy, your intention on one thing and seeing it through to completion, sometimes, and again, I'm speaking for myself and a few people that I know, sometimes there's a little bit of fear that comes up because it's like, ooh, well, I actually see this through to completion. What if it's not good enough? What if I'm not good enough? What if it doesn't work out? We actually get into these questions, these worries, these doubts. And what we want to be mindful of is that the law of attraction is always working. And with the law of attraction, you get what you think about. Whether you want it or whether you don't, you get what you think about. So when we get caught up in those thoughts of, oh, I don't know, what if it doesn't work out, or what if it's not good enough, or what if I fail, or for some people, what if I succeed? And that's scary too. When we get stuck on those thoughts, that's what we start to get. That's what we attract. So what we want to do instead is we want to become aware of those constant thoughts that we have, and they're called chronic thoughts. When you think the same thing over and over again, it becomes like a chronic condition, right? Like a chronic illness, it's just perpetual. Becoming aware of that and then shifting, because we don't want to hold on to that. It just holds us apart from what we want, we end up kind of just all over the place and scattered, and that never feels good, right? You start to feel some resistance, and then before you know it, you find yourself saying that you feel like you're just caught up in a vicious cycle, and it's just like the same thing over and over again. So instead, it's like picking one thing that you want to have happen to you, or happen for you in your business, your goal or your intention or whatever it is that you want to create, and just keeping your eye on that and taking action that's in alignment with that goal, and thinking, what is my very next step? And then taking that step. And then what's the next step? And then taking that. And then being careful not to get distracted, because we get distracted and we just want to go and do something else. And, that's just, I feel like it's human nature, but when we become really focused and we just start taking action on one thing, you will start making progress. And when you make progress, just notice how you feel. And if any kind of worries or doubts or anything comes up like that, just notice it and get curious, instead of judging yourself, which many people do, but just saying, that's interesting. I'm noticing that I'm going into worrying right now. I'm noticing that I want to digress and I want to go do something else. That's interesting, isn't it? And it's just kind of staying in that role of being a curious observer. And why we want to do that is so that we're not hard on ourselves, because we're really good at being our own worst enemies and being really tough on ourselves and putting us down and not having that self-love and not having that forgiveness, which doesn't help us in achieving what we want. So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about today, the benefits of being laser focused and seeing something through to completion, and having that big win for yourself at the end of the 3 months, but also all of the little wins, all of the little daily accomplishments that you have, and honoring your progress. It just shifts your energy so much, and everything is energy. Everything. We are energy, everything is energy. So you want to be in alignment with what you want, and how you do that is you raise your energy and you start to feel good. So that's the whole purpose behind today's live and what I wanted to talk about. So think about what your goal is for this quarter, what I'm doing to help people get crystal clear on their big vision, first of all, being able to see it, being able to feel into it and be excited for it, and then creating one goal that they want to accomplish in the next 3 months. I'm putting together an accountability pod. And in this pod, what I'm going to have us do, we're going to work together in this small little group coaching relationship. We're going to get you crystal clear on the one goal that you have that's doable, that's achievable, that you feel really good about. And then we're going to come up with a defined action plan. And we're going to chunk down that goal into little steps that you're going to commit to taking, these little action steps each day. And I'm going to hold you accountable, and the 2 other people in the group are going to hold you accountable, so you have this support system in place. And not only that, but when these emotions come up, when the doubt kicks in, when the overwhelm, when the stress, when the fear, any of that kicks in, that acts as a roadblock that keeps you from the success that you want. So then I'm going to be able to work with you through that with my mind aligned system in helping you to remove those blocks and start to question them. You know, are they real? What's going on here? Is this just a habit that I'm in? You know, every time that I make a little bit of progress, that I sabotage, that I get in my own way. And it's one thing to be aware of it and to acknowledge it, but then there's also, well, how do I remove it? How do I get around that so that I can move forward? So those are some of the things that we're going to be doing in the Accountability Coaching Pod, and I'm hoping that you will join me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the link to my calendar, which is simply calendly.com/mindful matters living /30 and then MIN, short for minutes, 30 minutes. Hop on a 30-minute call with me and I can talk with you more about what you can expect and what you're going to get in this Accountability Coaching Pod, the level of support you're going to get, the investment, and we can discuss all of that, any questions that you have. But again, I'm keeping this small, 3 people in the pod, and let's get you achieving your Q1 goal so that it's a done deal, you move into completion, and then it's moving on to what's next. Okay, guys? So thank you so much for tuning in, for listening. I'm going to pop that link. Again, it's calendly.com/mindful matters living /30 MIN. And I look forward to speaking with you. Any questions you have, any comments, pop them in the box below. And I will see you all on Thursday. Have a fabulous day. Bye for now.